Jack contacts Nikki, while Tucker receives a sudden realization. Hello everyone, my name is Oliver. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and give this video a like up. Diane questions a preoccupied Jack at the Abbott residence about his problems. Jack found out that one of his friends is struggling with a condition she thought she could get over. I might have to assist her. Diane is not going to probe. Jack wishes to be open about it so that it won't cause them to part ways. Diane vows to keep it to herself, so she begs him to tell her everything he can. Jack adds there's something he wants to tell her about himself before he does that. He clarifies that years ago, he developed a painkiller addiction. He closed it because it wasn't his most proud chapter. Diane is aware of how challenging it had to be. It was a very sad moment, Jack confirms. Did Kyle know? Diane wonders. In an effort to encourage him to quit using, Jack claims he revealed his secret to a gossip magazine. Phyllis and Neil supported him during it. Diane is happy that she was there for him even if she doesn't like her and never will. So, this friend you wish to assist. As an addict in recovery, Jack claims he's in a unique position to offer support. If she accepts it, Nikki is this friend. Diane surmises that she's back to drinking. Diane is informed by Jack that Nikki has experienced relapses in the past, but has always bounced back. He reveals that Lauren contacted him to offer to step in after her sponsor had already experienced a slip. It seems to Diane that he has already decided to assist her. Jack questions whether she finds this problematic. Diane would prefer to believe that she and Nikki had turned the corner and that she will not impede anyone's healing. I have faith in you. Diane queries Jack's belief that by assisting her, he would rekindle his own addiction. Jack responds, definitely not. He expresses gratitude to her for her understanding. Diane claims that because he consistently takes a risk for people that matter to him, she loves him even more. Seth is waiting in Newman Media's Nikki's office. Rising from the couch, he goes through her drawers. Upon entering, Nikki inquires, "Just what do you think you are doing?" When he looks through her drawers, she confronts him. He was worried about her, though, and he apologizes for the infraction. Nikki assumes he went there to check whether she had any booze stashed away. I don't believe you came here to keep me safe. You were, I believe, here for you. It seems like I'm not the only one who has resumed drinking, she asks. Seth maintains that his reason for going was concern. She extended her hand, then ducked from him. Nikki believes that he is the one hiding something. If this is a deflection, Seth wonders, have you had any alcohol today? Nikki is completely sober and able to recognize the telltale symptoms of someone attempting to hide. She realizes that maintaining sobriety is difficult. She can see he understands because he showed up at the office. Seth says he came to see how she was doing. He knew Nikki would notice the indications, so she is aware that he is there seeking assistance. After making a grimace, Seth says, "You're right. I went down. I had a severe fall." He feels embarrassed. He had his last drink last night, and today is a fresh day. He wants to accompany you to a meeting. He is no longer able to support Nikki as her sponsor. She instructs him to contact his sponsor and attend a meeting. She hears Seth say he needs a companion. Nikki informs him that because his sobriety is too shaky, he will need to get in touch with another program participant. When Audra enters, Nikki informs her that Seth has just departed. Before leaving, Seth stops to apologize to Nikki for disappointing her. She promises to look for herself and tells him to do the same. Audra closes the door and asks, "Are you okay?" Nikki tells Audra, "The other day you told me about your father's struggle with alcoholism. I appreciate you trusting me enough to share that. I hope you understand that what I'm about to tell you goes no further. That man that was here is my sponsor. He drank, and I told him that I can't rely on him now, and I can't be around him. Audra is so sorry." Nikki's worried the rejection might push him into a spiral. Audra says she needs to prioritize her own recovery. She offers to help by taking over pressing work. Nikki thinks she has enough on her plate. Audra urges her not to worry about her workload. Nikki finds this to be a new and thoughtful side to Audra she's never seen before. Audra always prioritizes her work and career. This is my one and only soft spot. Nikki's not so sure about that and thanks her for her kind offer. Just then, Nikki gets a message from Jack asking to meet. She mutters about an out-of-the-blue request. I think I have an idea what it's about. At Society, Tucker and Kyle run into each other. Kyle asks if he still plans on coming for him. Tucker shrugs that his threat was just because of the right hook. He suggests next time he wants to brawl they step in the ring. Kyle's not much for fighting, but he'll make an exception for Tucker. McCall tells Kyle to sit down. He wants to clear the air with him. Kyle thinks it's a ploy, but Tucker denies it. He finds his family loyalty impressive and always knew he could never turn him because he's a daddy's boy. It's a trait he inherited. Ashley blew up their marriage over it. Tucker convinces Kyle to sit down and tells him he thought if he shared information about his plans with his family, it would keep everyone guessing. It would turn into a frenzy and they'd all turn on each other. Kyle says it didn't work, and they did some serious damage to his reputation. Tucker just wants to know what it is about the Abbott family that inspires such loyalty. He would really like to understand. Kyle snarks about Tucker looking for tips on being part of a family when his own son isn't even speaking to him these days. The only relationship he's been able to maintain is the twisted one with Audra. Tucker claims he's her mentor. She wouldn't have a career if not for me. Kyle says, let's be real. At the end of the day, we both know your relationship is transactional. He doubts Audra will stand by his side once she realizes she doesn't need him to become rich and powerful. Without Audra, you have no one, not one other single person. No friends, no family. Family loyalty is a mystery to you because you only know how to burn bridges, not build them. Tucker thinks the Abbotts are as mean-spirited and aggressive as anyone he's ever known. Maybe that's how they'd bond. Look me in the eye and tell me at no point did you want to throw in with me for the top spot at J-Boat. He chuckles. Never mind. I guess there's really nothing to admire about the Abbotts. And by the way, I'm still coming for you. With that, he walks out. At the Abbott mansion, Jack tells Diane it's a good sign that Nikki's agreed to come here. She imagines that she knows something is up. Jack plans to keep Lauren out of it and will just hope the conversation goes in the right direction. Diane puts her coat on to go meet Kyle. Jack thanks her for understanding. The doorbell rings. Diane lets Nikki in and says, "What a surprise." She explains she's meeting Kyle and heads out. Jack thanks Nikki for coming by. He wanted to make sure she was okay. The recent ordeal your family went through. Nikki tells him, "It's me. Stop the fishing expedition." Nikki guesses Lauren told him everything. Jack asks Nikki not to be angry with Lauren. Nikki urges her to just say what he has to say. Jack says Lauren is worried about her and he wants to help. He can be there for her 24/7. "I have been where you are, Nikki." He implores that she can beat this and asks him to let him be her sounding board. "I care about you." He tears up. "When you first started drinking, we were married. I didn't handle it well at all." He carries that guilt with him. "I want to make it up to you." Nikki isn't sure. Jack tells her to just know that he's there for her day or night. "Let me be the one you call." Audra enters the club, spots Tucker at the bar, and continues past him to a table. McCall heads over, and she asks, "What is it?" He asks her to join him for coffee and talk about us. Audra says there is no us. He pulls up a chair and apologizes for disappointing her. He hopes she won't stay angry with him. She needs to distance herself from his toxicity before it poisons her. Tucker has big plans for Glissade, and they include her. She tells him to count her out. Tucker will hold on to it. "These are minor issues. I'm working them out." Audra asks, "Does that mean you've turned your back on Ashley once and for all?" Tucker asks why it always comes back to Ashley. Audra says she's his Achilles heel and he'll never think straight as long as she's around. You still can't admit it. Any hint of Ashley and you're compromised. Audra thinks he doesn't really know her. She's nothing but an ideal to him, and she'll never accept him for who he truly is. She's not the one you should be with. Tucker asks, "Who do you think I should be with?" Audra scoffs. "You think I'm going to say you should be with me, don't you?" She likes to think that she still has a shred of humanity, and she's going to cling to that before he destroys it in her. "So, who do you think I should be with? I'm beginning to think your fate is to be utterly alone."